just shoot the whole time on the same side, mama swap. If you don't cook me nothing when I come to perk, your boy ain't playing. Best defensive coach in the league, right back. It's enough time. Why is this fly following me? There we go.
Are we all gonna run over in the three? Ball.
That is absolutely brilliant. Justin Tatum mic'd up there. He's got a tough task on his hands up against Brian Gorgon for this one today. Both championship winning coaches. The crowd are in the arena. They cannot wait for this one. Surprisingly, a number of Illawarra Hawks fans here as well, so it should be a good one. Guys, I want to ask you about the coaches' whiteboards. Derek, if you're Gorge, what are you talking to your team about today?
Well, this is quite simple. We want to continue to build upon the success that has us winning basketball games. Defensively, suffocate them early. Then, off the back of that, Brad, we're going to make it a full-court game at pace. Push, see if Froling can keep up, see if McGee can keep up, and then lastly, X, you're the guy. Be active offensively, especially in the middle third of the court.
I'll match yours and I'll go with mine. First, expect the physicality. It's going to be very physical. They're going to bump, they're going to hit. Play through Jamal. Don't stand, don't watch, play through him. And then do what you did last game. Energy, run, enthusiasm, crash the glass, enjoy the day.
Well, it's Christmas night hoops here on the Hungry Jacks NBL. The Sydney Kings taking on the Illawarra Hawks, and it starts now.
Shot clock. Gay, baseline, shoots over Carroll, and in it drops for three. What a big bucket.
See, I told you he never passed me the ball.
What you mean? You shoot the ball every time.
Yeah, I do.
Who is it?
It's two idiots.
Tell them to get out of here.
Hell no.
Should we try Derek's?
Oh, yeah, get the Derek cards. What was that all about?
Man, don't worry about it. Let's check on the game.
Look at that, Jabal! McGee! Davis nails the triple. Oh! Throws it down. Harvey again for three. Wow.
Brilliant. Christmas Day has become Christmas night in the Harbour City, and it's time for some live sport. Australia's National Basketball League owning December 25 for a fourth year in a row. It's the Sydney Kings against the Illawarra Hawks. Christmas comes in many shapes and forms. I hope today has been kind to you. And now inside Kudos Bank Arena, where a healthy Christmas night crowd is building, we see Sydney in fourth, hosting Illawarra in eighth. It's a great rivalry, and make no mistake, goodwill to all men, but not necessarily on the court for the next 40 minutes. Matt Russell alongside Derek Ruckett and Brad Rosen. What a special day for everyone. What an amazing night for the NBL.
It certainly is, and we've really built the momentum over the 4 years, and now it becomes one of the prized events of the calendar in the sporting landscape in Australia, and we're so honored to be here. And tonight we've got a real rivalry game, Brad.
With a view to our opener, Brad, we love it, actually.
Yeah, it is. It's been brilliant, and just to be able to be here, Merry Christmas to everyone. We hope you had a very special day, and This is something we've been waiting for all season. We know this is the most watched game in the NBL calendar season, not postseason. That is through TV, and it's great to be here.
Who is going to be Santa for each team? Maybe Kendrick Davis for the Kings, given he scored 20 points plus in his last 4 outings, Derek, averaging about 23.5 per game.
Well, Davis has been devastating. He's a talented ball handler with a wicked ability to score the basketball in bunches. And right now, he's got his mid-range game going. He's got his penetrating game going. And he's added the 3-ball to it in the past 3 or 4 rounds. He is a complete 3-level scorer, and he's been leading the Kings with great energy.
And interesting to hear Brian Goorjian pre-game saying, I love what he's doing both sides of the ball, Brad. Yes, in offense, but of course defense plays a role as well.
They have a very special relationship. You can see that coming out in the media, the way they talk, the way Kendrick talks about him. And I know Brian has said he's one of the hardest working imports he's ever had. That's huge when you've got that credibility with each other. And there's Santa looking good, almost as good as what Derek Rucker looks like in this white suit next to us.
Wow, thank you, Brad.
Looks a lot like a bloke called Graham Haney, but for now he's Santa. Last season, a bloke called Sam Froling made Game 4 of the championship, or grand final series if you like. Then he snapped his Achilles. Tonight he is back for the Illawarra Hawks, having played 24 minutes per game last season, averaging 14 points at 54%, 7 rebounds, 2 assists. Derek, what a get in return.
It's amazing, and it's a credit to how hard he's worked and his belief in his ability to get back. And on the floor, he adds one of the best big men in the competition, make no mistake about it. And now they have a real twin tower situation with Froling and McGee. I am so curious to see how these guys blend together on the floor.
They're 6-12. Their season is in a bit of disarray. They need something, and he could be the piece. Let's hope it starts tonight.
I think the Christmas night NBL crowd is unlike any other crowd in Australian sport. It is fun, it is family, it is festive. Humanity dripping off every seat, Joe Healy.
Yeah, that's right, Matty. You alluded to it off the top. This really is one of the biggest games on the NBL calendar, and I've got to say it's probably my favourite to work, minus maybe Game 5 of the championship series. But the crowd are absolutely amazing for this one. Everybody's in a great mood. Everyone is all smiles. And to top it off, we have 2 teams that really do not like each other. So I'm expecting an intense battle out there tonight. I cannot wait.
Joe, we look forward to your comments through the game. Good crowd in the house again. When it comes to the starting 5, Sydney have been rock solid all season. Bull Quayle back from the injury that kept him out last game. Matthew Dellavedova, Kendrick Davis, the spark plug on screen there. Xavier Cooks, Tim Suarez. The Illawarra Hawks still no Tyler Harvey. Their sharpshooter nursing that back complaint, be it spasms, be it some sort of other issue. So QJ Peterson, Will Hickey, Wani Swaka-Labullock, who's had career-high rebounds and points in recent days, all part of the starting 5. Sydney, after not winning back-to-back games until round 7, now they've won 4 in a row. The tradition continues. Christmas Day NBL, deck the halls or deck the floor with Kings and Hawks. Enjoy this, everyone. JaVale McGee opens the scoring for the visitors.
Love that. Look aggressive, move around, go straight into the big man, get him an early score. Now he's getting rolling straight away. He will feel good.
Team in purple having won 8 of their last 10. I mentioned 4 in a row. Kendrick Davis draws the foul. It's going to be on Wani Swaka-Labullock. So Kendrick to the line for 2 to open Sydney's scoring.
And the Hawks did a good job on their first offensive possession, finding McGee deep in the basket, and all he had to do was turn around and finish over the top of Suarez. And even though Suarez has excellent size, he still is significantly smaller than JaVale McGee.
Derek, I want to throw this up. When I'm seeing this team, and I'm thinking, I thought he would have gone to QJ Peterson, but they went straight to, I was going to say Bawali Bales, but they went straight to Davo Hickey there, which I thought was a really interesting move. He's moving, he's going to be physical on him. It's an interesting play early.
It is, and also the Hawks obviously starting with Jackson Ball, inexperienced young player who gets some good shine here.
Will Hickey on ball. And they go to their big man again, who throws it up. Hoping to get a foul call on the way through. No whistle. Dellavedova thinks about the three before finding Suarez. Off target, rebound. Ball qual, bounce for Xavier Cooks. And another foul on Illawarra. It'll be Will Hickey this time.
And something to look out for. The Hawks allow more three-point shots than any other team in the competition. They are also worst in the league at defending the three-point line. So Sydney will have the opportunity, a very good shooting team, the Sydney Kings. They'll have an opportunity to peg away from the three-point line.
Dellavedova. Davis in the corner, but Swakala Bullock got in his grill in time. Davis baseline, reverse finish, good for Sydney.
Tough matchup out there in that corner. So much space for Swakala Bullock to try and contain Davis within, and Davis just used his quickness and blew by him baseline to finish with a reverse layup.
Jay Peterson fires off the mark early. Davis pulls up, misses the three, and Hickey gets the rebound. Illawarra, the defending champs, have won back-to-back only once all season. They've lost 3 of their last 4 as Ball lets it go. Jackson Ball, the 17-year-old, starting for the 4th time this season. Reaction, men, to the faith Tatum shows in this teenage talent.
Well, Tatum loves him. That's as simple as it is. He likes the way he plays. He won't play a hell of a lot of minutes, but he will just get in there. He'll be solid. And you've just got to not look at Xavier Cooks. He goes under the screen. He's like, well, if you're going to go under, I'm going to shoot the shot. And that's exactly what he should do. Great knockdown by the junior.
Well, the shooting mechanics look sound, and he's a very strong body out there. The body does not resemble that of a 17-year-old as Cooks goes to the bucket on McGee. And as I talked about in the pregame show, Cooks loves to operate in that middle third of the court, and he's got a quickness advantage on McGee.
Smart shot to get it over the leaping hand of the 7-footer. JaVale McGee in possession here as well. Tidy work, Cooks. Hickey at the elbow, off target. 6-5 Sydney, 2.5 gone. Plays it cool.
That poor transition defense there. The Hawks just did not want to get back badly enough.
Swakala Bullock, that's his position. That's his shot. That's what the Hawks needed. Cooks again evades McGee. Suarez with the follow-up too.
Just getting back to Swakala Bullock, shooting the 3 ball at 40% this year. You've got to be able to respect that. It just feels to me, Derek, Illawarra, they're waiting for the hit. They're waiting for the physicality rather than just playing through it and getting to the shot of what they want.
Hickey, off target. Too early for Hickey as Cooks scores, goes to the line for one more.
And Brad, I think
5-point break for Sydney, Derek.
And Brad, I think that transition bucket right there demonstrates what you were talking about as we look at the Amy replay, and the Hawks not really sprinting back, instead just kind of tagging along with their man and not being proactive, and Dellavedova finds Cooks in the seam. Harm and a bucket.
Well, this was something that was good for them last week, and this is no disrespect to JaVale McGee, but their defensive transition and their energy and speed was a lot better without that big 7-footer. So what does that mean? You've got to be careful on the offensive end that you're not taking crazy shots, because now he's got such a long way to run. But the good news, we see Sam Froling for the first time this season.
Cooks couldn't convert. Return to Froling. Win the rebound from the Peterson miss.
The referees talking to each other about who that went off of. The ball will stay with Sydney. And right away, Sam Froling makes his presence felt. He had inside position for that offensive rebound. He's one of the best offensive rebounders in the NBL.
Jalen Galloway on ball. Bringing Kwatnoi into play. Bull Qual the rebounds. And now Froling bats it for Ball.
Back that up with that possession. That's great, but Bull Qual has just been a menace. There's one, he's shooting another 3 as well. An ex-Sydney Kings player loves this gym.
Well, he lifts his game when he plays against them also, Brad.
4-time championship winner. One is Swakala Bullock. recently career-high 19 points and 13 rebounds. There's Guatnoy dropping the triple.
Kings make their first 3 of the game. They've had some good looks. The Hawks are already 3 of 5 from deep.
The Hawks have won both their Christmas Day games, both against Sydney, both on this floor. QJ Peterson let rip with a big 3 unsuccessfully. In fact, the Hawks have a winning record at Kudos Bank Arena, 13-9.
Stay here. Nope, we're staying here.
You've got to know who you're guarding and the situation you've got. You look at this, and as they roll Tim Suarez there, you don't need 3 people around there. And now they're leaving the best 6-man of the league last year and a knockdown 3-point shooter in the corner. You've got to know each possession on who you're guarding and what your player responsibility is.
And Kendrick Davis and Bawali Bales
I know exactly what you're trying to do.
into it right now.
Stronger than this. Let's go. Let's go.
Gilwali, a former Sydney King, spent a couple of years in purple. Letting his intentions be known to Kendrick Davis, who has the last laugh, firing over the top of Bill Wiley successfully. A couple of Energizer bunnies right there, Davis and Bales. Rolling. 6-week return to training after that Achilles. And there are his first points on return, Sam Froling.
Well, you asked what he was going to be like, and we just saw it there. 3 possessions, nearly an offensive rebound, taps it off the ring and knocks a jumper down. Sam Froling is back, and it's great.
Jalen Galloway is sinking the triples, and Justin Tatum says enough. Timeout. It's the Kings by 8.
Well, he's irate at the way his team is executing on the defensive end. The Kings are 3 of 6 from deep, and realistically, all 6 of those looks have been a high quality.
On the back of Sam Froling's first points, let's hear what the coach had to say about his returning star before tip-off.
Well, Coach, you said it would be a Merry Christmas if you got Sam Froling back, and you have. Just tell us how hard he's worked to get back a little earlier than we all expected.
Oh, Sam was tremendous during his 9 months recovery. I mean, he's been tour-days, you know, here and there, especially been ramping up the last 6 weeks to get prepared for an opportunity like this. It's a testament of, like, just his work ethic and determine how he wanted to get back.
And to people who are worried about him, how hard has he been working? How has he shown you that he's right to go?
Oh, man, for the last 6 weeks practicing with the team, he's just, you know, he takes bumps, fall down, gets up, you know, and, you know, nothing's been aggravating him, no new injuries, thank God, you know, to anybody, but, like, he's just really been doing his best.
And he's used tonight. What are your plans for him?
You know, just let him go. You know, let him go. There's no minute restrictions on him, you know, as he feels his wind and production, and see how he goes. Just let him play. We got to get a win.
Sam Froling returning to the floor tonight. They do have to get a win at 6 and 12, and interesting to hear no minutes restrictions. I don't think Justin Tatum is the greatest fan of any sort of restrictions.
Neither should he be.
Let's just see him play and see what we get out of him.
Neither should he be. The guy knows his body well enough. If he says to the coach, I'm right to go, go.
And he demonstrated nice touch, Sam Froling did, on that little baby turnaround jumper. That's the hardest part of your game for a big man to get back, so that's a good sign early.
Talking from experience, Jerry?
Well, I'm not a big man.
You're a sharpshooter as Illawarra Hawks trying to create some momentum. Unsuccessful on that possession. Joe, what was Coach Tatum's mood like in that timeout?
He wasn't bad, Matty. He was intense and he was direct with his team. They've been okay offensively so far, but defensively it's all looking a little too easy for the Kings. He said it's not where it needs to be right now. We need to get up in their faces, pick it up and maintain this pressure here. And that's a lot better.
There's the first turnover from Sydney to match only 1 from Illawarra. When these teams met in round 9, the Hawks copped it up 26 times. They went down by 27 points. Fantastic all-round team display from the Sydney Kings. And they deny Illawarra on that possession as well. Malawatch muscles his way to the backboard, can't finish. Guatnoy likes the look of that. The moment it left his fingers, he was in celebration mode.
Well, again, they're so vulnerable from outside the three-point line, the Illawarra Hawks. They just have not done a good job of defending it all year, and they need to tighten it up here because the Kings have knocked down 4 en route to this 11-point lead early.
Swakala Bullock off the target. Did they go back to Noy? He bounced back from his only scoreless game of the season to have 9 points last outing. Not involved there. It's finished easily by Suarez. There's some concerning signs for the Hawks.
It is, and it's all coming from the defensive end, and that's just a bad turnover. That's a cross-court. Sam Froling was over and passed it back. They're trying to get some energy out here. Look at Dan Greeter. I think he played great minutes last week where he played just over 12 minutes, had 11 points. The guy is energy off the bench, and they will certainly look to him to get some defensive stouse going for them.
In that last Kings possession, we saw an outstanding penetrating move by Mkwach Malawach, and he's been really good in the past 3 to 4 rounds. Really lifting his game. He gives him good defensive activity and energy. He's good in transition. And he's a big reason why they're on this little run. Great play off the bench.
Career-high 13 points last start against Cairns, Derek. Mkwach Malawach, he enjoyed that starting role. Xavier Cooks stays at it, finishes the bucket, will go to the line for one, and receives the roar from the Christmas crowd.
And Brad, he is a much different player than what we saw earlier in the season. Has Blanchfield down there, knows Blanchfield can't check him, shows him spins, great footwork, great hands.
Yeah, this is the one that they do struggle with when they play Toddy in the fourth, in the four, I should say, in this situation. I like Toddy, but he is just not able to match Xavier Cooks down low.
Cooks puts in there his Achilles heel, the free throw line.
Well, the key is now Todd needs to be able to match up somehow and knock that three down. And here's Greeter.
Bales back to Greeter. Tries to get closer and takes the high percentage shot successfully.
Greeter looks really explosive.
He's been good his last few games for Illawarra off the bench. Jalen Galloway just a little too fast. The scoreboard reflecting the defensive stats that these teams have. Sydney best in the league. Illawarra worst defensively, giving up 96 points per game. In danger of giving Sydney a 30-point opening quarter as well as QJ Peterson draws the foul.
Well, here's the chess pieces. JaVale McGee coming back in now. Going to assume it is for Sam Froling, and it is.
Fun fact for you, men. JaVale McGee, the first man to start an NBA and NBL Christmas game at the Lakers in 2019 and at the Hawks in Australia tonight. The only other men to play NBA and NBL Christmas games, Gary Clark, Denzel Valentine, and Matthew Dellavedova as of tonight.
I don't think Ken Widgeon and Justin Tatum will be exchanging presents post-game as the spirit of the holiday season has well and truly left those two gentlemen.
And he just letting me know I didn't receive anything from Derek either, but that's what we went at it.
I gave a gift to Joe.
There's the Christmas spirit rapidly leaving Justin Tatum, who's been handed a behaviour warning.
Yeah. Down 11 early. They need to finish this final couple of minutes with a series of stops.
Malawach leaves the shot short. How many coaches have been given behaviour warnings on Christmas Day in the NBL? That might be a first. Here's McGee. First year Illawarra Hawk after nearly 1,000 NBA games. This defence from Sydney opening opportunities at the offensive end. Jalen Galloway, finger roll finish. He draws the foul on the way through. It's a possible three-point play again for the Kings.
There just comes a time when you just got to be able to stop your man, and at the moment they can't, whether it's on the defensive transition or just right here. Beautiful defense for Wiley, but that is just Jalen Galloway. Greeter's got to know Galloway, he will up fake and try and get to the hoop. That's his strength, and he played straight into it.
Well, I like that in this first quarter, Galloway's being aggressive, putting the ball on the floor and trying to get to the rim. He missed his previous opportunity, and then it paid off for him there.
JaVale McGee, a nice runner. That makes it 17-8 points in the paint. It's an area that JaVale McGee will look to remedy as this game goes on. Dellavedova pulls up in the face of McGee and goes bang with the triple.
Since coming back from that infection, Dellavedova's played the perfect role for himself and the club. And, oh, wow. That will be number 2 on JaVale McGee as he charges right through the chest of Hunter Goodrich, who, by the way, has been sensational for the Sydney Kings.
Yeah, it just looks frustrated, JaVale. Just looks like he's been hit, he's been cracked. He doesn't look like he's enjoying Christmas Day, and there's right through the chest. And yes, that is an offensive foul.
Interesting to hear Brian Gorgon saying he was just astounded that Hunter Goodrick wasn't in the NBL when the opportunity came to bring him on board. Jumped at it. He's been delighted with his development, of course, learning under Andrew Bogut, assistant coach at Sydney. A great asset for an emerging big man. Into the goat, Brian Gorgon, aided by Bogut, but right there, the ball arrives in his lap too late in the clock.
That possession, that pick and roll wasn't executed with the proper pace, considering who the defenders were, and it resulted in a messy turnover for the Kings.
Need a big couple of possessions. Greeder has the ball bounce away from the target. QJ Peterson does well. Edgefield in a real dry spell shooting-wise. Hands it off for Peterson. Long two, unsuccessful. And Goodrick comes down with the ball. Sydney should have the last possession of the first quarter. They're out by 14. And Cooks off the glass. The foul spotted.
Well, you knew what Xavier Cooks was going to do in that instance. Put that ball on the deck, used a really good crossover, got to the rim, drew the foul.
Of course, we are slap bang in the middle of the Hungry Jacks NBL 12 days of Christmas, December 15 to 26. After that, there's more hoops daily through until early January, but we are giving you the chance to win big. Heaps of fantastic prizes to be unlocked each day. Just scan that QR code, or if you miss it, head to nbl.com.au/Christmas. Be a winner to add to your stockpile of presents. Your pile's a bit bigger than some, I noticed, as you ran through the list today. That's the end of the first quarter. A good one. Maybe a great one by the home team. High scoring, high octane. They lead the Hawks by 15. It's Christmas night. Hungry Jacks, NBL in Sydney.
Thanks for joining us on Christmas Day. Last one to hear this song for this year. You can do it, ladies and gentlemen. You know the song. Be loud, be proud. And thank you for joining us on Christmas Day.
Christmas hoops here in Sydney. The Kings reigning over the Hawks after one. They're the best defensive team in the competition right now, but it's their offense that's impressed so far, leading 34-19. The Hawks really need to lock down guys in the second if they want to stay in this.
Absolutely, Joe, and they need to stay in it. As I mentioned, 6-12 this season. On the road, they've only had a couple of wins. They're 2-6 away from Wollongong. Their road record in Sydney has been great. They won their last 4 on this floor, but it didn't count for much in the first quarter. Falling behind by 15 points. That'll be called goaltending on Javal McGee, so the points will count. 36-19. Big minutes here for the Illawarra Hawks.
And Galloway gets another drive to the rim, and right now points in the paint are in favor of Sydney, 18-8. And this was an area last season where the Hawks led the competition in championship game 5. They actually went for 60+ against Melbourne United, so that will help.
Big hook shot.
Look, offensively, I think Illawarra have been okay. It's just that they're giving up too much down the other end. 34 points in a quarter is just way too much. Too many threes, and they've just got to get stops, get the ball and go. That's better defense. You don't mind it, shoot over the hand, and now go.
So we've got Froling and McGee on the floor at the same time to start this second quarter. See how that combination grows through the middle and back. Hungry Jacks NBL26, as the season is called. Froling backing down Xavier Cooks. Good bucket, Sam Froling.
And that is what they've missed. Just another big guy to be able to give them an influence inside. Mason Peakley crashes the glass, able to finish the 3, but that is Sam Froling to exactly what they want to be able to do.
And let me tell you something about Sam Froling. He has beefed up quite well all throughout his upper body. His legs have always been strong, but if he is able to continue to be really good with his feet and be able to run the floor like we've known he's been able to in the past with the additional muscle on his body, Brad, he's going to be extremely difficult to deal with.
Well, he is, and his ball knowledge is great, just to be able to know where it is. He's got a knack for being in the right place at the right time.
Before that Delhi miss, it was an off-the-ball foul called on Wani Swakala-Bullock, his second for the game. He, McGee, and Will Hickey with 2 fouls each. Strong rebound from Nullawatch.
Now,
technical foul called on Justin Tatum.
Tatum's got a tech for clapping.
well, they were not happy, the referees I'm talking about, with the sarcastic clapping of the Hawks bench.
Nico Fernandez, Kin Widgeon, Kenneth Arick are our officials tonight. The team leader, Nico Fernandez, just communicating with the bench. And Justin Tatum, he was livid at quarter time.
Justin Tatum actually having a conversation with us, saying that his bench was celebrating the fact that they got a call. Well, I think the referees acknowledged that. I think it was, again, they felt that it was a bit uproarious, maybe, Brad.
Well, I mean, that's exactly what it's for, but look, I love the passion.
Me too.
I just love it. I don't think it was derogative. It wasn't to anyone. Look, you just see the clapping here, hasn't said anything, and that's the tech.
Now,
it's
if
a
he
tough
hasn't
one.
said anything, Brad,
No,
I don't see why that's a technical.
Well, it's not. Otherwise, you're given 10 a game.
Jackson Ball, the foul count 9-2 against Illawarra. So clearly the Hawks not happy with it, but there wasn't a lot in that tech foul. The referees taking the season of giving to a new level, giving out tech fouls pretty cheaply, Brad.
Well, he was right in Nico's ear there, just clapping again.
Yeah.
He is going to be on a fine line tonight.
Well, he's made the Kings make an adjustment and go with Suarez back in the game because of the twin towers that Tatum has out there in Froling and McGee.
But it looks good, right? I think it looks great.
Well, they've already connected. McGee threw him a really nice pass earlier in this possession. It seems like Illawarra's had the ball for the past minute, and Froling just missed the layup.
Tyler Robertson into the game for his first minutes of the night. Been giving the Kings great service off the bench. Had a fantastic game early this season against the Hawks as Swakala-Bullock misses.
On the floor, 42 grabbing the shirt.
Foul is called on Bull Qual. It's on the floor.
Well, Brad, the Kings can't get a rebound against this lineup.
Yeah, they just look very different, don't they?
Javal McGee, the league's leading rebounder. Understandable, given his 7-foot height, his 230-centimetre wingspan. And something to combat. Bullock misses. Ball draws the foul. Pushing foul called on Sydney.
That's a good call as Jackson Ball attacks the offensive rebound from the weak side.
One of the problems you've got is, look, JaVale gets the ball here. Look, no one from Illawarra is moving. This is where it makes it very easy for Sydney to guard. Now, they give up a 3, but then, like you just said, Derek, they're just killing him on the glass at the moment. That is a recipe for disaster. That's the biggest problem that you've got when you play with a guy like JaVale McGee. You can't just stand and watch Derek and hope that he plays miraculously.
Jackson Ball at the line, made his debut earlier this season, round 5 against South East Melbourne. Misses the second leg and slaps his hands in disgust. Season high 7 points against Adelaide. New Zealand age representative, Jackson Ball. He can leave the Hawks to go and finish his school exams. There's Suarez cutting baseline, fed by Kendrick Davis.
Easily avoided, and he doesn't. Let's go, let's go. Good ball, man.
So a delay of game warning on Sydney. That's why you saw Brian Goorjian with a furrowed brow.
2-3, hold. Grabs his waist, going long.
The Kings thought they had a turnover on that inbounds.
No more foul.
Well, I think
If he
that was
grabs him and he
intentional
can't
because
get to
it's
the goal, what
before
you want me
the
to
ball
do?
got thrown in, but obviously I'm wrong.
I hear you. Foul. If he grabs him and he can't get to the ball, it's easy. Both.
I'm not sure he could have gotten to the ball even if he wasn't grabbed, and I wasn't sure that the grab actually impacted the player.
Here we go, fellas, ball's in.
It's getting heated out here.
Temperature levels going up, Derek, you're right. Wells rivals. The desperate Hawks against the Kings hope to flex their top 4 muscles. And the crowd gets on board now.
Hard angle from where we were at, but it looked like he put a lot of sauce on this. Let's watch Blue Ball here.
Good screen there by Davo.
Oh, Sam didn't do anything wrong there. Do you think he moved?
That was very, very touchy.
There's a foul ball on Swackleable. That'll be his 3rd. And Justin Tatum, speaking about elevated temperature levels, his head's about to explode.
What's up, Brad?
So Wani leaves the game, nursing foul trouble.
Well, one of the things we have seen, and we've caught a lot of Hawks games, is, yes, they may have not been getting the rub of the green here, but they've got to be careful, because next thing you know, you're down by 20, and the game's nearly over. So you've got to be very careful here to stay within the compound of your team. You're on the road, it's tough.
And both teams need to clean it up now. Display some foul discipline because the referees sensed the escalation of tempers, and now they're trying to counter and settle everyone down. Davis will go to the line to shoot 2. He's been very good. In just only 8 minutes, he's a plus 15. Got 8 points and 2 dimes.
He's an 80% free throw shooter and shows us why. Second in the league to Bryce Cott when it comes to points per game. 4th in the league for assists. The man who arrived in the NBL with Adelaide has moved to Sydney. Kendrick Davis.
I love this defense from the Kings. We've seen them do this a bit where now Bull crawls into it.
Okay, you play center?
Well, this is going to be interesting because QJ has just elbowed.
Yeah.
Bull call straight in the ribs. Watch here, bang, right there with his right hand.
There is an elbow given by Peterson to Bushwell. From lead, I see it roughly already provided a new spotlight foul. I want to review if we need to upgrade to DQ.
That's the voice of Nico Fernandez.
So they're actually looking at a disqualifying foul here.
So are we about to see QJ Peterson tossed from the game? There's a Christmas night sensation in the offing.
This is right on the line. I would not be surprised if he is ejected from this game.
Playing his 13th NBL game, QJ Peterson. Man from Hedgeville, West Virginia.
Now, what he has going in his favor is that it was below the shoulders.
Yeah, 100%.
obviously above the shoulders, and he's gone.
Well, we saw one recently in Adelaide, right? So
here's the verdict.
All right, the call on the floor. 77 red, with formal act foul. 2 shots possession.
Unsportsmanlike, and he breathes a big sigh of relief. The man averaging 15 points per game, 3.5 rebounds, 3.5 assists. The Hawks need QJ Peterson tonight, and he avoids being sent to the naughty corner.
Well, we've seen QJ Peterson have some big games on the offensive end. We remember the game where he went for 42 down in the gong, but this is a supreme defensive outfit that he's going up against, and Bull Quall is arguably one of the top 3 to 4 defenders in the competition in a one-on-one environment, and right now QJ Peterson is none of 4 from the 3. Sorry, none of 4 from the field, excuse me.
His scoring since that 42-point game, Derek, he went 42, 7, 19, 7, 21. So a little inconsistent around the points tallies as Xavier Cooks looks to be in a mood tonight, celebrating every bucket. He's enjoying himself.
And it's just too easy. He's a really bad matchup for most teams, but this is the downside of the Hawks playing with 2 bigs out there. You go up against a mobile big like Cooks, and it's tough.
9 points on 4 of 5 for Cooks. QJ Peterson just settles himself by taking his tally up to 4 points on 1 of 5. So he'll be relieved by that. His first shot from the field successful for the night. Cooks just keeps going to work.
See, Davo's too small, and he's got too much quickness for Froling and McGee.
they're going to have 60 to 70 here at half-time if Illawarra aren't watching out here, because they just cannot stop them at all.
Cook's the first man to double figures in the game. Can Will Hickey get hot? A rebound taken by McGee. And then the foul will be called on Sydney.
Now look, Brad, we know coaches sometimes will use games to trial lineups and look at different situations and scenarios with their personnel. And I'm pretty sure, although he doesn't want to be down 21 right now, but he's got to see if there's any juice in the fruit of McGee and Froling being out there on the court at the same time.
Well, I think it's been really positive, and I just saw Justin Tatum look at Froling, and he looked at him and said, I'm fine. So he's leaving him out there. Toddy Blanchfield will come in now, but it looks like it's going to be for McGee.
Xavier Cooks picks up his second foul and takes a seat. Joe, you're impressed with the best defensive team in the league, aren't you?
Yeah, they've been really good so far, guys. Brian Goorjian always talks about going after the head of the dog at the defensive end. It feels like in this instance, it's the big men. The Kings are really collapsing defensively, making it extremely difficult for the Hawks. We saw QJ just knock down that shot from outside. If the Hawks can start to nail a couple of those, they might look to spread the Kings defense a bit.
Well, the Kings are off their biggest total of the season, 119. Their biggest win of the season, 42 points against Cairns. But all that offense was stemming from the defensive end, as Brian Goorjian quickly referred to in that media conference. As a result, they've won 4 of their last 5 at home as part of this mid-season surge.
Well, it's simplistic, Brad, but the more fast breaks you get, the better your offense is.
Well, that was a 1-3-1, so a good change up here from Tatum.
Peterson puts it on the floor, gets a little closer, over the top of the cup. Suarez the rebound. Robertson for Kawat Noi again. Kawat Noi goes to 9 points for the game. 3 of 4 from outside.
Let's give credit to Tyler Robertson. He's a completely different player this season. Now that he's shooting the 3-ball well, he sets up that play there with a head fake penetration and then finds an open Kawat Noi who knocks down a 3. Look at the Amy replay, Brad. Look at that right there. That's what I'm talking about.
Well, it's just poor transition. And QJ Peterson missed the shot, felt that he got fouled, but he just wandered back. You just can't do that. Let's listen in to the Hawks coach, Justin Tatum, about to address his team. Do we need to remind Justin of the time of year that it's goodwill to all, because there might not be a lot towards his team, and certainly in reference to the referees.
Horn small, Sam, you in it. QJ, all right, Davo coming on off, 2-man game on this side. TB hold the corner here, Jackson hold the other one. Get down here, they got 4 fouls against them, so we get down here with our feet or get these guys open shots, okay? Set a solid one, let's go. Defense, let's go.
Defense indeed, 50 points on the board, Sydney. with best part of 6 minutes left in the second quarter. They are in trouble, Illawarra, unless they find some defensive clamps in a hurry.
Yeah, I agree, Matty. And it's the simple things that they're not doing. They're not hustling back on the defensive transition. They're not boxing out like they should be boxing out. They're not stopping their man one-on-one. They're things you just work on all day, every day.
And look, we know Tyler Harvey is a big out, and he's a guy who can influence games like few others in the NBL, and he knows what this league is about. But this is about defense, and irrespective of who's out there and what's going on with your personnel, you must have a certain level of defense. That's your standard.
Will Hickey sets his sights on a three, misses, and the bounce is good for Bull Quoll. Davis spinning, and Hickey grabs the rebound. Jay Peterson thought about ball, and that indecision sees his shot significantly short.
Yeah, that was his shot to take on the catch as Robertson does a good job of drawing the contact, and he'll go to the line to shoot two. And again, the Kings just continue to push the ball in transition, make this a full-court basketball game at pace. And the Hawks right now just can't do enough to keep up as this league continues to grow.
This man, Tyler Robertson, Brad, I'm keen for your thoughts on him. 14 points last start against Cairns. Also had 14 against Illawarra. That is his equal career high. When Brian Goorjian has called on Tyler Robertson, invariably, he's delivered off the bench, playing a nice role.
I thought Joe wrapped it up very good earlier in the year. He's just so loved around this club. Everything he does, he's at all the Flames games, he does everything that's needed. He doesn't complain, he doesn't whinge, he wasn't getting minutes early. Then all of a sudden he comes in, and now he's a big integral part of this team. And kudos to him to be able to do it.
Well, it happened in that game down in Wollongong when these teams met, and Sydney blew them off the floor, and a lot of that was off the back of Tyler Robertson coming in and shooting the ball sharply and providing a spark off the bench, and he's really never looked back from there.
He hit 4 of 7 threes that night, Brad.
Yeah, sorry, that's Bull Quoll's second foul. I would take him out of the game, and it looks like they will. You just don't need him to get his third. They're in a nice position. He's done a good job. Yeah, Malawatch will come in now. Let him sit.
Look, you look at what Bull Quoll can do to the other team's perimeter players. Hugh Peterson, 1 of 7 from the field.
Hoops Fest, it's coming quickly. January 15 to 18. The basketball world descends on Perth. Get involved, head to NBL.com.au, and all the information is there. You can take in NBL, WNBL. There are numerous fan activations.
What about the player that's going to be there? A point guard. Derek Rucker. I mean, sorry, Allen Iverson. How
funny, Brad.
How good is that?
Cannot wait. I hope I get to meet him. That guy's a legend.
Some codes have gather round, others magic round. Well, Hoops Fest, not to be missed next month. Shake hands with Iverson. Shake hands with Rucker.
Brad, it's Christmas. I'm very disappointed with your attitude towards me already. Just let it be known.
Oh, we needed that. Todd Blanchfield gets back in D. The veteran, the 17-season veteran, as Hickey hits the deck and shows much concern for his ankle.
Well, it's always that first bit of when you roll an ankle. We'll see it here.
Just put his foot on the foot of Tyler Harvey there.
Okay, walking off is a good sign. That's what he's doing. It's very sore, but...
You know, Robertson's just sitting there in the lane. And just one of those unfortunate plays when you go through the lane. You know there are feet. You just never know how these things are going to eventuate. Fingers crossed that Davo's able to get back into this one.
The unofficial Larry Sengstock medalist last year after being handed the player of the grand final series by Matthew Dellavedova. Joe Healy will keep us updated on Will or Davo Hickey's ankle. Here's Kendrick Davis darting about and catching McGee in the air, forcing a foul on the Illawarra big man. That's number 3 for Javal.
Well, obviously, the big part of that move is the fact that he was able to get McGee into the foul. But look at this right here. Look at the exquisite ball handling to get to space and force McGee into that foul. And also the courage to withstand that contact, because you know it's not going to be pretty when McGee comes down on you.
That was a beautiful word. Exquisite. Suits that ball handling perfectly.
Well, here's an interesting one. The sub was called. Sam Froling walked up, and McGee just looked at coach and said, give me one offense. Give me one more offense. So Justin said, let's cancel the sub. We'll let him have one more here. So you better hope it's not an offensive foul.
Well, they're looking at being down 20 with just under 4 minutes to go. Brad, as you said, it's going to be minimum 60 points. Kendrick lets me down and makes me a liar.
I was with you. I thought it was headed towards 20. Breeder needs an option. It's McGee, who wanted one more possession. Ball pulls up. Some ball misses and the rebound for Goodrick. Kendrick Davis for three. He liked it. He rode it all the way through. There's your 20-plus point break for the Sydney Kings.
Davis now 2 of 4 from deep. And Hunter Goodrick tried to coax McGee into a transition. Offensive foul. I'm glad they didn't call it. In fact, they've pinged him with a flop warning.
Well, it was a flop warning, but then they've called the foul on Kendrick. So here's the flop warning right there.
We don't want that in the game.
Good call. And there's the foul on Kendrick. So JaVale will shoot 2 now.
Kendrick Davis has gone to the game's leading scorer, 13.
Focus on my game. Yes.
So we are in a coach's challenge here. That's why the Tangerine timeout has been called. The replay centre to adjudicate on this one.
And I get it. Players are trying to do whatever they have to do or are able to get away with in the games to win basketball games. And right there, though, we saw this in another game earlier in the week. We don't want that. We don't want that called. And now to the challenge issue. I just don't know if that's a foul either way, Brad.
I'm going to say, see how he gets his leg here? That, to me, is a foul.
That's a foul on Kendrick.
And I think that's what they're challenging. So, to me, that's going to be unsuccessful.
Correct.
You're right, men. The replay centre denies. Coach's challenge is unsuccessful. But what has been successful in the first half, Sydney's offence, their highest first half total of the year, 57 twice. Round 7 against Brisbane, round 13 against Cairns. With 3 minutes left, they're going to blow past 57. They're going to go into the 60s. This is going to be the Kings' highest scoring first half of the campaign.
Well, they're number 2 in the league in offense now. And if you look at shot creation and successful shots, it is coming off the back of assists. In this game, they've got 16 assists for their 19 made baskets, Matty.
Well, that's interesting. And Illawarra have 7 assists off their 11 made baskets. But it's just such a difference.
Yeah, well, Illawarra is shooting 35.5% from the field, just really struggling. And Brad, you saw point number 1 on Gordon's whiteboard. I said suffocate them defensively.
Yeah.
And the thing, Matty, about suffocating defense, you can win anywhere with it. Yeah. Anytime against any opponent.
Just back to your assists point when it comes to Sydney, Derek. If you look at JaVale McGee, take a lot of time to measure that second free throw and make it. When they beat Illawarra in round 9 by 27 points, the contributors were Davis, Robertson, Cooks, Quayle, Galloway. There was no Dellavedova, no Sean Bruce that day, but they had multiple players either scoring in the teens, pulling down big rebounds, delivering 5+ assists. It was a team performance, and they're doubling down on Christmas night.
Yeah, and they're a significantly better team than they were on that evening.
Davis is enjoying himself. He's playing with the ring now.
And a lot of it, Brad, is due to the role clarification. And Dellavedova has slotted into a nice position with his team. And he's providing on-court leadership and direction.
The Kings by 23 make it 21 as Jackson Ball enters from stage left. Cutting baseline. Good find by the Hawks as well. So the score here will seal the deal as Sydney's highest scoring half of the season. Watnoy, will a 3-ball do it? No, but the rebound for Dellavedova, and Delhi can't make good.
Well, I missed that Davo's back on the court, so that is very good news with his ankle.
The ultimate injury checkup. They're back out there playing. Glad it was just a scare. Froling. A pocket pass from Hickey, not converted, and it will be a Sydney ball.
Well, Tim Suarez will check back into the game for Hunter Goodrick. And the other part that has played an instrumental role in the Kings' success recently is also the coaching staff. Obviously, Brian Goorjian is the head coach, but he's done a good job in figuring out what lineups to have out on the floor. And how they platoon Dellavedova and Davis, and they look like they're working just a lot smoother.
Kwatnoy giving an eternity. Too much time as he takes the Kings to 60 and their highest first half total of the year.
Great penetration by Davis, so quick.
That coaching staff, Brian Goorjian, Billy Tomlinson, Andrew Bogut, Sean Roger, very much part of this Kings club and very much part of this current success, angling towards 5 straight wins, the Sydney Kings. Out by 24 points.
Matty, I was just listening to you say before of how they get good contributions across the board, and as someone I remember being, and I know Derek was a star of a team, and me coming off the bench, when you've got your defense in sync and you're up and down the court at the pace that the Sydney Kings are, it is so much easier to come in and feel and be part of that team. And that is something that I think the Kings defense have been so good. So the Mallet Watchers, the Dellavedovas, these guys coming, or I shouldn't say Dellavedova, the guys coming off the bench, it's just so much easier to be able to do that. And Derek going from the other side, you look at a Kendrick Davis, who I think very similar to the way you play, where the ball's in the hand a lot, make good decisions. It's nice when your leader's doing that and giving it more.
Well, he's matured a lot in just the time from the end of his season last campaign with Adelaide to what he is now. You see the growth.
And just there, that is something where last year, I don't know if he's passing it like that.
Tim Suarez to 8 points on a very efficient 4 of 5. QJ Peterson draws the foul on a successful 3-point shot. He'll go to the line for a much-needed 4 potentially. Or 4th point. $62-40 in the shadows of halftime this Christmas night. Hope your day's been a good one. Thank you for sharing some of your Christmas Day with Hungry Jack's NBL. Speaking of some fans coming in, a great vibe. They were looking forward to the game. They enjoyed the opportunity to be here. A range of different stories about what their life had involved to allow them to be here tonight. Great to see.
Yeah, everyone's enthusiastic, truly in the festive spirit. This kid will go get this one back.
Hawks get it back below 20, heading into the half. Joe Healy, Derek and Brad will wrap up the first half with you very shortly. The Hawks want a big final say. Just something to carry into the rooms. QJ Peterson elevates for 3, leaves it short, Peatling the rebound. Peterson again, this time it's heavy, and Dellavedova cleans up. But the Kings, it's been the Sydney team that it's cleaned up in the first half. Their highest scoring first 2 quarters of the season, and they're out by 21. Kings 62, Hawks in a hole on 41.
Well, they've made things very difficult for the Illawarra Hawks. Hasn't been a pleasant Christmas evening for the Illawarra faithful, and right now, Joe's got Xavier Cooks.
Second or third highest scorer. Joe, over to you.
Yeah, I'm here with Xavier Cook. Xavier, starts at the defensive end. The intensity has been excellent. Talk me through the execution.
That's been one of our emphasis this game, is try to collapse the key and get out in transition. It's a bit tough right now. They're calling a lot of fouls. It is the giving season. They're giving a lot out. But
just got to keep playing the physicality and the pace of the game.
What about at the offensive end? You're getting everybody involved. How are you able to control the game?
I think that's one of our biggest strengths, our depths on our team, and everyone brings something to the table. So our main thing is try to get downhill and play at pace and let everybody thrive.
Good luck for the rest of it.
Thank you.
Well, the Kings are well and truly in control here at Kudos Bank Arena. Can the Hawks cook up a Christmas comeback? We'll be back after this.
India, hello, man. Hello, what's your name?
Stephanie.
Stephanie, have you played musical chairs before?
A very long time ago.
Oh my God, she's got a little bit of experience. Hello, who we got here?
Isabella.
Isabella and
Ryan.
how old are you?
12.
He should know this game. No injuries, no injuries. We've got major prizes. Let's bring Santa Claus back out here. Have a look at the prizes we're up for. We're looking at, look at this. We've got a Canon EOS 50B camera valued at over $1,100. And we've also got a Canon selfie square. Compact photo printer and paper. Big prizes. Thanks to Canon and Harvey Norman. Take your positions. You know how this game works. This is a serious game. Position yourself around. You have to keep moving. You cannot stop, otherwise I'll disqualify you. Here we go, let's go. Musical chairs is on. You gotta start moving. You gotta start moving. That's the way this game works. You have to move. Hang on. We've got what's going on here? What's happening here? I think you're out. Sorry. Usually the first person who goes on wins. Okay. Thanks for playing. See you next year. I've got 3 chairs left. 4 contestants. 3 chairs, 4 contestants. Keep going, keep going. Keep going. Musical chairs, no. Come over here, that's it. Come over here. This is our final right here, thanks to Harvey Norman, supported by Canon. All right, we got, this is it. 3-2 does not go. Musical chairs. Hope you play a lot of games at Christmas. What's going on? The Lions now interfering. Have a look at the Lion. Get in there, Lion. Oh! Sorry, man, sorry. What'd you get for Christmas? Okay, thank you. It's so disappointing with the musical chairs that I'm upset. Sorry, man. Well, we got, here we go, it's the last one. Who's going to take this out? Who's going to take this out? We're looking for the winner. The Lions is interrupting us. The Lions is now throwing its phone in the works. This is a serious competition. Look at them. Keep moving. Don't stop. Hope you enjoy this. Look at this. Look how intense this game is. Big prizes thanks to Harvey Norman. Come on.
Welcome back to the Hungry Jacks NBL Christmas Hoops here at Kudos Bank Arena in Sydney. It's the Kings leading the Illawarra Hawks 62-41. Derek Rucker and Brad Rosen alongside me. Guys, this game has got some fire to it. These two teams really don't like each other.
You're not wrong there, Joe. They're really going after it in this rivalry, but right now the Hawks are getting lit up. The Kings dominant, up by 21 at the half. 62 points is far too much. The Kings have done a great job in sharing the basketball, but Brad, they've dominated with 26 points in the paint and 22 points off the bench.
Well, look at those field goals made, 13-22. That's the game right there, and I just feel everything Illawarra are doing is against the muscle. If they make a shot, it's good, but if it's the Sydney Kings, they're just pulling the ball down and going, and it's just not, it's playing straight into their hands.
One of the Kings superstars is, of course, Kendrick Davis. He's been lighting up the court out there so far and making it look really easy too.
Well, he's so talented, and it takes so much effort and focus to try and stop him when he has the ball. Swakala Bullock, one of the best defenders in the league, no chance. Kendrick, baseline penetration, reverse layup. And then after he and Bales were getting into it, Kendrick knocks down the 3, and in transition, you can't let him get that deep. Look, Joe, he's the second best player in the competition, make no bones about it, and right now with 15 points in the first half, he's been outstanding.
The Blackmore player stats here will just show it exactly what Derek's saying. Look at that, 15, 4 and 5. And yes, it's only half time, Joe. This guy is just playing at another level.
If you're Justin Tatum in the locker room right now, what are you saying to your troops? How do they stop his impact in the second half?
Well, you got to get after him. So I'm putting Swakala Bullock on him and saying that is all you're worried about, is containing Kendrick Davis. And I'm going to start the big lineup. I don't care if McGee's got 3 fouls. I'm going with my big lineup, seeing if I can impact the Kings on their defensive end.
If I'm coach, I'm just saying to him, everything's between their ears. You're worried about the refereeing. You're worried about the physicality. You're worried about things that you're out of your control. Just play with the energy. We saw what they did in Adelaide with all their superstars out last week at home against the Adelaide superstar team. Just come out, play with the physicality, and who knows what can happen. Anything in this league is possible.
Well, Derek, you said if you're JT, you'd be starting the bigs. I want to ask about Sam Froling. It has been awesome to see him back out there after obviously rupturing his Achilles. What have you made of his first half?
Hey, I've been impressed. He looks good. He looks mobile. He looks athletic. He's obviously much stronger. He hit the weights big time in the offseason, and he looks patient. He looks very composed with what he's doing. These have been very good minutes for Froling.
Love the 1-2 combination. I'm riding him. He seems fine. There's no minutes restriction. Yes, he's got to get the legs under him, but right now, I think this could even help you later on in the season. Just keep rolling him. He looks great out there. Everything he's produced so far is exactly what we'd expect from him.
We've still got 20 minutes here to play at Kudos Bank Arena, but there is a big round 14 schedule still to come. What are you looking forward to when you see this?
Don't sleep on that game tomorrow night. New Zealand in a little bit of a slide. They need to win to keep in touch with the Jack Jumpers. Bullets United, D-Mac against a sliding United, what? And the 36ers Wildcats. Brad, what are you looking forward to?
That Sunday game is going to be amazing. But look at that Jack Jumpers Phoenix. I mean, every game is just right now so good.
Oh, it's absolutely brilliant. It's an amazing time to be part of the basketball community and love your hoops. Stay with us here. We've still got 20 minutes to come. It's the Sydney Kings leading the Illawarra Hawks 62-41. The second half is next.
Merry Christmas to all the Illawarra Hawks fans, especially my family watching in the States. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas, Sydney Kings fans. Hope you have a great day.
We have Sydney Kings fans and the Illawarra Hawks fans. They're in unison. Like, how long have you been together?
25 years.
25 years. Look at this guy. He looks like a lumberjack. How many trees have you cut down in your life?
Not fair, yeah.
He's not fair. He's laid back. I like this. They're loving it because they live halfway between Sydney and Illawarra. So that's why one supports Sydney Kings, one supports Illawarra. We love that. It's Christmas Day. We really thank all the Illawarra supporters for joining us on this special day. Now, Joe, those moves you did, can you just demonstrate some of those moves you did to get us? Yeah. We always like to see what sort of moves does she pull off to get this lucky seat upgrade. Thanks to Amy. These are the moves she'll show you. So next time you come to a home game, you might copy this. Oh, here we go. That's what she was doing. She was doing some of that lane, Devin. Look at that. That's beautiful. Look at Andrew doing nothing at all. Nothing. Thank you, guys. Enjoy the Amy. Safe time to see.
be back with and improve your game at the Hoops Capital Summer School Holiday Camps. Multiple dates are available in December and January at Hoops Capital in Sport Park. Perfect for all skill levels. Scan the QR code on the big screen now to book your spot. The Sydney Kings would like to thank RWS Global, who deliver our fans an epic game day experience. RWS Global is the world leader in delivering groundbreaking live experiences across entertainment and sports. Visit rwsglobal.com. Mark your calendars, Kings fans. Our Big Hoops doubleheader is coming up soon. It's on Sunday, 20.
What's going on, guys? It's Xavier Cooks here with Sean Bruce, and we're here at Kmart to play Secret Santa.
It's not for our family or friends, for our good friends at Southeast Melbourne.
I've got Geordie and he has Angus Glover. Should be some good fun.
Cookbooks?
Glove needs it. I feel like I can't come past the ball section without touching a basketball. All right, now you're showing off, bro. There we go. Get me now, get me now. Well, these are only 20 bucks, bro.
Good Christmas gift.
You can give me one?
Red hair? Which one? You can't lose.
They only got up to 10. That's a good idea, though.
You get what you give him. Glove loves his golf. I'll get him some practice gear. For 6+ years, Glove just makes it. I think I've got my gift for Glove. He played some golf before he left Sydney. He had a beautiful swing, but he had the yips with his chipping, so I think this will come in handy. He lost a lot of those last time we played. What did Gus get you last year? An air fryer.
Air fryer, because I can't cook, apparently. Oh, that is so Geordie. It's Christmas season. Oh, it's snug. What do you reckon? I'm not sure if it would look good on Geordie, but it's something that he would wear either way. Have you seen some of his pre-game fits?
All right, Glove.
He burns pretty easy on the course and on the beach.
You definitely need some sunscreen, so even maybe the lights at John Cain probably get in every now and again. So.
I'm excited to see what the boys think of our gifts, but a big thanks to Kmart. And remember, when you're in-store online, please donate to the Wishing Tree. And let's create positive change this Christmas with Kmart and us.
Kmart, low prices for life.
Merry Christmas.
Well done, men. Xavier Cooks, Sean Bruce. They make Christmas shopping look fun. And yes, if you are able, the Kmart Wishing Tree does a great job. If you can donate, please do. Xavier Cooks and Sean Bruce becoming
was that? What about Brucey's comment? He might get suntan off the lights. Oh, Glove. You got to get him back for that one.
Well, plenty of Kings are running hot tonight. Kendrick Davis, 15 points. Watnoy, 12. They've started in similar fashion.
And that is not how you want to start the half, with a 5-second violation. In fact, Brad, I don't think I've ever seen that in basketball before.
I'm dumbfounded.
I've never
And then add
seen
the
that.
fact that you're 21 points down.
Out of the halftime break,
Wow.
where you've copped the rev up from the coach. Hawks fans will hope that is not an indication of what's to come from their team as Dellavedova pulls up for three. Sam Crowling cleans up.
Well, they got your wish, Derek. They're starting Sam, which I like. So they got the two bigs. And Bulltoll's on him at the moment. I'd be rolling it straight into him.
Can the Hawks lift this shooting percentage, which has stalled at 34%? Sydney shooting at 56%. Oh, look at that from Xavier Cooks. What a move.
And again,
Spinning his way.
That's the downside, Matty, of playing with the Twin Towers. One of them has to guard Xavier Cooks. And pretty much throughout the NBL, everybody's got somebody at that 4 spot who is either a danger from the perimeter or very good off the bounce. And Swakala Bullock knocks down another 3-ball. He's come in here ready to play tonight.
Yeah. Coming off a 19-point game, I think it was last week. He's playing really well.
Career high points a few weeks after his career high 13 rebounds. So one Hawk to find some rhythm and form in recent weeks as Bull Quayle gets away from ball. Crowling cleans up.
Well, the difference there is they didn't let Kendrick get the ball. They didn't wait for him to catch it. I like it. Let someone else make a decision, and that's what they did. Got the stop.
Froling gets away from the long reach of Suarez, but can't finish.
Nice job by McGee to retain possession for the Hawks.
Little tip to Peterson, whose pass for Froling results in a turnover. There's Cooks again. Xavier elevates 15 points for the game. He joins Kendrick Davis as the game's leading scorers.
And they keep adding to that fast break total. Right now, the problem, Brad, is the structure of the Hawks offense. They almost have to go, we got a block there on Kendrick, but they almost have to go back to an old school 3-out, 2-in, because all the Kings are doing right now with this 4-out and 1-in alignment is keeping Suarez on the big who drops. Okay, so swing the ball side to side, get a little movement between the two bigs, but keep them in that lane area.
It is in replay again. Sam Froling straight into Kendrick Davis, who had the call called on him, blocking. So Froling to the line. Derek, you mentioned the fast break points. 15-6 now to Sydney. And there are a number of areas where Sydney are actually commanding. Points in the paint, second chance points, fast break, and bench points. Davis for three. McGee again, a tip that allows Ball to gather the rebound. It's the Kings by 20, early minutes, third quarter. Froling playing big minutes on return from his Achilles injury. Ball the miss, Cooks the rebounds.
Illawarra 6 of 17 from deep. Cooks draws a foul on Froling. And I think Justin Tatum will go away from this two big lineup now as he brings in Hickey and Bales.
So I'm seeing some pace and energy here.
Well, actually, he's going to keep him out there.
Yeah, I don't mind it.
Me either.
Yeah,
May as well figure out what you got.
Absolutely.
Let them get used to playing with one another.
Well, Sam was at pains to say that he started as a four-man. He was very comfortable in that role. He's excited about sharing the floor with Javal.
Look, I think it's fair to say, and certainly looking after, looking at Sam in what's, just over 2 quarters of play, that if Illawarra are going to make a run this season, it's going to be on the back of these two having to play together. So let it ride.
Now Brian Gorgon retaliates by bringing in Quat Noy for Cooks. And now the Kings have 4 3-point shooters, actually 5 3-point shooters on the floor, Brad.
Smart.
They need to get it going, don't they? The Hawks, 33-game season, up on last year's 29. Wani Swakala Bullock, but even with that extra game time, the campaign is getting away on them. They need wins.
Well, this one's going to be the hard one. Potnoy on the screen here, or a flare. He's got Sam Froling on him. And like you said, 5 shooters out there. It's going to be tough.
Kendrick Davis draws the foul on Bales.
Kendrick's a really smart player because of all the ball handling skills and the super quickness. That aspect of his game probably goes underappreciated.
Totally, but if I'm Illawarra, I'm saying to Wally Bales, I do not want Kendrick Davis to touch the ball. I don't want him to catch it, because if he catches it, he's destroying us. He's 15 points, he's 4 rebounds, he's 6 assists. He's doing anything he wants when he gets the ball in. That possession there comes off a screen. But Wiley's quick enough. That's the energy he gives. Don't let him touch it. Don't want to see him with the ball.
Xavier Cooks has been really good in this game also, and Brian Gorgon would be really happy that his stars are shining. Cooks has 17 on 7 of 8 shooting.
Their stars are shining consistently, game after game. It's Cooks, it's Davis, and they have plenty of support around them. Hickey finding McGee. Javal lacks the finish. He wanted the foul call, didn't get it. And it's back to Sydney. Davis gets a move on Bales, fumbles. Oh, beautiful for Suarez. The pass out the back, fade away, Suarez, shot jumps out.
Good hustle there by Bull Quall. Makes the effort to go and try and get that offensive rebound against 2 Hawks players And as a result, Swapala Bullock grabs Qual and gets his 4th foul. And that's a shame because he's been very good tonight for the Illawarra Hawks.
And as a result, he sits their leading scorer with 12 points, the only Hawk in double figures. So another challenge. Here's Kendrick Davis trying to lift the atmosphere a bit more, something you might be able to talk about, Joe Healy.
The atmosphere and the energy in here is just electric. I'm not sure if you could see it on the broadcast just now, but the crowd were actually doing the Mexican wave. I can't say I've ever seen the Mexican wave at an NBL game, but I have a feeling it's Christmas Day, everyone's in a good mood. They're probably fairly well lubricated as well and just thoroughly enjoying themselves.
Well, Joe, hopefully we don't see the Mexican wave again, with all due respect. As Kendrick Davis finishes off the glass, Justin Tatum, no other choice but to blow a TO.
So Kendrick Davis has 22 points, 20 points plus for a 6th game in a row. He is delivering big time, the little general for the Sydney Kings.
Yeah, he's been outstanding, and it really doesn't feel as if he's gotten out of 3rd gear yet. The Hawks haven't tried hard enough. They haven't had the scheme to try and slow him down, Brad.
Derek, you're looking fantastic, as per usual. I don't tend to try and dress up in a Christmas theme.
Brad looks
because I
divine
can't compete. Well, you and I are preaching from the same hymn book there, Brad. We don't compete with D-Ruck's fashion on Christmas Day, but some people do.
Well, I've seen some people be able to dress a little bit like Derek, and we've had situations before. Oh, here we go. Look at this.
Brad.
Look at this Scarface, Mick Jagger, and the one and only Elvis.
Hey, I'm in good company. Look at my man, Tony Montana. Say hello to my little friend. And, of course, Mick Jagger. I can't get no. You know what's up. And then the great man, Elvis Presley.
Now, he knew nothing of that, and he still ran
But you know what?
brilliantly.
We ran an online poll, nbl.com.au, who did it better, those three or D-Ruck? Well, Pacino, 40%, Elvis, 35%, Jagger, 25%. How much does that leave you?
Very little, Matty.
No. A picture of
You are
sartorial-
looking slick, D-Ruck.
A picture of sartorial elegance yet again, Derek Rucker. You never failed to deliver on Christmas Day.
Every player walked up here today. Oh, Ruck, you're looking good. G'day, Brad. Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, boys.
And you guys never fail to miss torching me.
No.
Green to the miss. McGee gets the board. McGee, tough shots. Bounces away for Suarez to rebound.
Suarez, just a great pickup. Just does all the little things that the Kings need and scores enough. He's 4 of 6 in this one, runs offense well. He's good high post target, passes it well.
Second stint at the Kings, having won a championship here in 2023, so 26 the difference. Just under 5 minutes left in the third. How do the Hawks get back in this game? How can they breathe some life into the 4th quarter late on Christmas night?
Well, I mean, obviously they've just got to get stops, but you just look there. I thought Bawali did 19 seconds of great D there, but there it is. And Derek, you mentioned it before. Kendrick is just so hard to guard. And I mean, we keep saying second best player in the league. We're just blessed to have great players like him and Bryce in our league.
And Brad, yes, he is the second best player in the league, but let's qualify that. On any given night, he can be the best player in the league. As Quad Noy, we already know he's the best 6th man in the league, and he just keeps it cooking. 5 of 8 from deep, Matty.
15 points for the game. Trailing only Xavier Cooks and the game's leading scorer, Kendrick Davis. Quad Noy. Doesn't take much for that big smile, and there's a big dunk from the big man, who is Javal McGee. There's your Christmas bonbon. Bang, without the corny joke.
Well, look at this Amy replay here. Does a spin, goes up and says, Merry Christmas, Kudos Bank Arena. Wow.
He can be vicious in that scenario, Derek.
Well, he certainly can, and with that reach, but it's just so hard for the Hawks to create enough space for him. Even there, he finishes the floater off of the offensive rebound, but he had to do it in a congested lane.
Yeah, everything's against the muscle. It's been brilliant defense. Well, Eagle screen's going to be caught on Tim Suarez there. That's his second foul.
Dan Greta celebrated that call and the chance just to build a little momentum. Back-to-back buckets from McGee. The offensive foul from Sydney. Here's Hickey. Jackson ball to Greeder. That's the ball movement. Shot clock to single figures now. Hickey off the backboard and down.
Well, we know how important he is to this team, and that's why they put Bullquall on him to start the game. That is just his 4th point, 1 of 5 from the field, with 1 assist.
23 the difference. The Hawks need stops or more shots like that.
Well, Justin Tatum's made a point of attack defensive adjustment and put Greeda on Kendrick Davis now. High activity, a little bit more length.
Hush comes over the crowd. Hawks just seeing the chance to take some more momentum.
And they did a good job on that set. They spread the Kings out. Davo saw a seam, and as we've stated many times, he's one of the best in the league and getting through even the slightest of gaps. Kendrick tried to bite in off the strong side corner. Davo was too good.
Sam Crowling back out there, Hickey at the line. This to make it a 20-point ball game. Joe Healy.
Guys, what is the number for the Hawks come 3/4 time that you'd be happy with if you're JT trying to push and actually get the dub here? The last couple of plays at the offensive end, they've moved the ball well. They've been getting the scoreboard to tick over. What is that number at 3/4 time?
Well, Joe, you've covered Justin Tatum long enough to know that there's going to be no number that he is going to be happy with. But what does he feel like he has a chance with? I would say 13.
I was going to say 1-300 help.
Oh.
Brad's not real optimistic when it comes to the Hawks' chances. 20 the difference, score here. As Blanchfield fumbles the ball, it came off Sydney, so possession to stay with Illawarra.
No, on a serious note, I'm going 13 or 14. That's the number I'm thinking you can easily come back from, and this will help.
Blanchfield misses. Rebound taken by Malawatch. Being scoreless in 4 of his last 5 games, making only 5 of 22. Run of games recently. There's Xavier Cooks.
And this is what's going to help them down the stretch later on in the season. You see they've taken Kendrick out, so Delhi runs that on ball, and it's with Xavier, so they make some nice action there. Zabe with a good little floater. They're the things that will be big for them come later on in the season.
The Hawks hoping to avoid becoming only the 4th team to go from champions to missing the following season's playoffs. Watch. Travel calls. Yeah, that list, Tassie last year from champions to missing the postseason. Before that, New Zealand 2014. Before that, Launceston in 1982. Now, the Hawks sit 8th. Of course, the top 6 gets you into the postseason, technically, with a play-in, but there's work to do for Justin Tatum if he doesn't want to join that rare group of going from championship to no playoffs.
Do you think 17 wins, Derek? That's where my brain's been all year, that you need 17. Do you think it might be a bit less for 6th spot now?
I think it could be just slightly. I wouldn't be surprised if it was 15, possibly 16. It's so difficult to say because the top 4 teams are starting to create a gap.
Yeah.
And a lot of how 5 and 6 looks is based on the success of the top 4. If Adelaide continue to reel off victories, well, that balance really shifts.
Well, if it's 15 or it's 17, it's still a long way away from where the Hawks are now.
Yeah,
with 6
and that's
wins.
where my point was with the 6 wins. You just got to start building.
The Ignite Cup final coming to the Gold Coast in February. 400 grand on the line, 300K to the winner.
That was big in Adelaide last night. Oh, we've got burgers, Matty, on Christmas night.
Why not? Driver is the code. The Hawks missing back-to-back free throws, so head to Hungry Jack's, download the NBL app, follow the prompts and ask for your free cheeseburger.
Talking of the Ignite Cup, that was a big win from Adelaide last night. Not only did they get the win, they got all 7 points as well.
Certainly was. Cairns came out feisty, but just couldn't keep up in the second half.
Ball off the mark. It's an air ball from Jackson.
And I mean, look, if we're looking for you know, anything positive for the Hawks. In this quarter, they have been better on the defensive end. They've held the Kings to 18. They've started to improve their defensive shooting percentages. I mean, they're still struggling offensively.
1.6 shot clock.
1.6.
1.6 shot clock.
So the shot clock being reset, as you can hear there, it goes to 1.6. Inbound coming and a quick shot for McGee, you'd imagine. He gets it away and off the target. Still a bit over for Noy. Noy pulls up three, and leaves it short. So from Dellavedova, as we touched on, the fourth man to play an NBA and NBL game on Christmas Day.
Blanchfield with a double dribble. Mistakenly thought that a player trailing on his right was his teammate. And an unfortunate turnover there by the Hawks. Have to load up again on the defensive end.
10 turnovers, Illawarra, only 4 from Sydney. Best in the league when it comes to turnovers, and they're living up to that. Kawat Noy, you mentioned it. Best sixth man. If you ask him, he'll say, I'm the best at a few other things as well.
He'll say he's MVP.
He's 6 of 11 from deep and 18 points off the bench as Malawach is all over Hickey.
McGee, the three ball, not necessarily his go-to. And look at Kawat Noy. He'll pull up again, trying to go back-to-back. Off the mark. Kawat Noy, and that will do us for the third quarter. A mini run from Illawarra as they got it back to 20. But then Sydney hit go again. They're out by 25. 1 quarter to play on Christmas night. You're watching the NBL on your home of hoops.
Kings dance crew. Kings fans, the next game will be here on the 30th of December. And our first doubleheader with our Flames facing the Southside Melbourne Flyers. Join us for a fun night of basketball on the 30th of December. We'll see you here.
The Kings in a dominant position with 1 to play, leading the Hawks 83-58 on Christmas night. Brian Goorjian is the ultimate competitor. You know he doesn't want to let up. Percentage means the world come the business end of the season. He wants his guys to keep fighting and really hammer this one home.
Good on you, Joe. Replay there of Kawat Noy, who is sitting alongside his season and career high 6 made threes. Here's Suarez shooting the triple. Is there one more from Kwat to take him to uncharted territories from the land of plenty? Surely, in this final quarter, he gets another chance.
Well, if he gets on, he's certainly going to get a chance.
And you look at this Kings team and the makeup of it. Brad, defensively, they cover almost all the bases. They've got athleticism. They've got a dogged perimeter defender in Matthew Dellavedova. They've got a defensive playmaker in Kendrick Davis. And all those wings, Galloway, Malawach, Bull Quall, and even Kwat Noi. And they're going to pose a lot of problems if they maintain good health.
Yeah.
And these guys continue to accept their roles.
I think the situation for me now comes in, you look at the way the Kings are playing. You've got Adelaide, I know, Melbourne at the moment, but they'll be okay. I can't emphasise how much home court advantage is going to be huge. You just need to get wins at every opportunity because you want to be at home. And it's going to come late. You know it's going 4 and 5 in Grand Final Series or Game 3 in semis. And home court advantage is going to be huge.
Loudest guests and fans right here.
Lots of chat out there at the moment. Referees, players, coaches. JaVale McGee to 15 points. Kings have done a good job on JaVale McGee because he had a season-low 9 points when they met earlier this season. Today, 15 and only the 5 rebounds for a man who averages double-figure boards. Here's Davis.
I like this change-up for the Kings. I like the fact that they've got Dellavedova running the point at the moment, as that will be a blocking foul. It has been called, and the referee agrees. But, Derek, I like this. They're putting Kendrick off the ball, and they're just allowing Delly to do his little bit first. As there is block going to be called.
Why?
Well, I just like the change-up. What they're basically saying is if Kendrick's got the ball, it's 16, 17, 18 dribbles, and it's late in the shot clock, and you hope he makes a play. This way, you're getting more involved players. Like, you look at that last possession, Delly sees what he wants. He kicks it over to Zave. They go and get Kendrick. Kendrick comes off the handoff, and they get a nice-looking shot out of it. And you're getting players into the mix. And I really like the way Dellavedova, he's not looking for his shot like he was at the beginning of the year. He's like, pass, pass, pass. Okay, now I'm open and I'll shoot it.
Yeah, and what you're alluding to is it gives Dellavedova a heightened sense of purpose.
Yeah.
And a guy like him, he needs that.
Here's Peterson. In heavy traffic. Does that bucket look easier than it was? Peterson to double figures, but on 3 of 11, including 1 of 6 from outside. A shooting night for him. Galloway for Dellavedova. He goes to work on Will Hitkin, comes away with 2 more points.
I love that offensive possession. Cooks did a good job of calling out what they were in and got him into it quickly and smoothly, and it results in a Dellavedova mid-range jumper.
Peterson outside for Swakala Bullock. Bottom of the net for Wani.
Oh, his stroke is wet,
isn't it?
5 of 7 from deep.
Alongside McGee is the Hawks' leading scorer. He's chasing that career-high 19 points he had. Now, Jalen Galloway has put a foot out of play. Spotted by Justin Tatum before he pointed it out to the referees, who were in agreement.
And Brian is very, very frustrated, rightly so. That was another good offensive set. We're going to get a wide-open look for him.
Well, Brian realizes now that this team has serious potential, and he's starting to see signs that he probably couldn't have seen 8 weeks ago. And in turn, plays like that with minimal attention to detail by Galloway are going to anger him.
The difference is 20 points. Make it 18 by the hand of Sam Trolling.
What a comeback. I mean, forget the score at the moment. This guy has looked really good tonight. There's all the talk about him and how he's been training well. He's played 23 minutes, or nearly 23.
Galloway, good.
He got 12 rebounds, I think, Sam Trolling, to go with his 8 points. Just a brilliant game.
Averaged 24 minutes per game when fully fit last season, Brad. He's going to go past that.
Great.
First game back. which was pointed out by his coach pre-game when he said no minutes restrictions. He's here to play whatever he can get through. Froling. Oh, now he's dropping the 3 ball.
Why not?
Well, he's been telling he's working on that with Matt Flynn, and he knows he's got to be able to shoot from the outside with JaVale in the game as well.
11 points, 12 rebounds, but the Kings have an answer every time, and so often it's Kendrick Davis.
Well, that was poor defense by JaVale McGee. He should have shown on that on-ball. You can't leave Kendrick out there on his own.
Peterson for McGee to dunk 2 more and draw the foul. And another trip to the line.
Hunter Goodrick gets caught in that in-between space, and then you go to rotate back to your man, and unfortunately, you get his midsection on your shoulders. Great pass there by QJ Peterson.
Brad, you're a championship-winning coach. I know that the Kings wouldn't admit this, but in the back of their mind, they're saying, we've got this game in the bag. How much is Brian Goorjian and his coaching staff riding the Kings right the way to the finish line tonight?
Oh, that's not even in the question. They will keep going. They want to destroy everyone. It's percentages, it's end of season, it's getting everyone the run. I mean, they're playing so well. I think Sean Bruce is having a good season, hasn't even looked on the court. The question is, where do you play him with all the people around? But this is just how good they're balling at the moment.
Foul called on Froling. Last game, the big win against Cairns by 42 points. It was the development players off the bench actually giving them the foot on the throat mentality. Luetha Wan, Scott Maliwal.
Yeah, well, right now, though, Brian Goorjian wants these guys to lock in and finish this off properly.
Here's Bull Quall. Yes, 3 more. Look at Bull Quall strike a pose.
And when you look at the advanced stats, when you look at the true shooting percentage, the Kings have 3 of the top 10 guys in the league. Tyler Robertson, Sean Bruce, and Bull Quall. These guys are not missing when they get opportunity.
Froling, fed by Hickey. Nice play, Hawks. I just can't cut into this 20-point deficit. It's been down to 20, then back up to the mid-20s. They can't get on that run they need to breathe real belief into their comeback chances.
Hickey does a great job of locating Froling after receiving the skip pass. And Froling's going to go home feeling not great about the loss, but this is a personal win for him.
Yeah, totally.
So Toddy Blanchfield back out there, the respected veteran who's done so much in his career. We know he's a 3-point bomber, but he's made only 2 of his last 17 threes. In a real dry spell, but Tatum has to rely on that coming to an end right now.
Well, I mean, we've had so much talk about it. When you look at the players that they've lost, and you know, when I hear that, I think of Hung Jung Lee is one of them. You look at Lockie Olbrich, and just the guys that they've lost. You just have Trey Kell. You just haven't been able to replace him with what they've got.
Tough from the Kings, but without a bucket. They set something up for Blanchfield here. Hickey scoop off target. Reflection okay, and there's Malowatch backed up by Xavier Cooks.
Another Christmas gift for Xavier Cooks based on the fact that he worked hard and ran the floor. McGee right back at him with Cooks, 19 points, 6 boards, 5 assists, 0 turnovers, a block and a steal. And you wonder why he's perennially in my top 10.
0 turnovers standing out. Kendrick Davis, he stood out all night. How much is he going to stand out in the run to and through the postseason?
Let's get better every game.
Yeah.
He's up to 27, 8 of 15. He's made 3 triplets, 9 assists if you don't mind.
Just super efficient with, again, another guy with 0 turnovers. And the Kings only have 5 TOs in this ball game. As Hickey now will get a chance on Davis.
Davis is looking for his second double-double of the season. Needs 1 more assist. For the meantime, he watches the points rain via the hand of Makwatch Maliwatch. The century is on the board, 101-77.
Arena on Christmas night, hot 77 hour.
The Sydney Kings are fresh from their highest score of the season, 119. They put on Cairns. That's in jeopardy. They might double down tonight.
Well, those kids on the bench that got on there last week, they're thinking, come on, Gorge.
Oh, they're getting loose right now. They're getting loose.
Let me have my Christmas Day special.
I'd imagine another possession or two, Matty, and then Brian Gorgin's going to bring in the next crew of dogs to get after it. And good luck telling bench guys on Christmas night, hey, take it easy.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Well, I mentioned it. Illawarra, fantastic. Last game against Cairns, he had 8 points, including 2 of 2 3 balls. Gok Malawal, 4 points. He scored his first NBL points earlier against Illawarra and then went even higher against Cairns. So they are trying to rip the leash from Coach Gorgin's hands and get on there on Christmas night. Yes, 101 for the Sydney Kings, chasing their season high 119. Tomorrow night, the 12 days of Christmas continue. It's Tassie against New Zealand. I heard you talk about this game at halftime, Derek. Easy to sell that one.
Oh, the 12 games of Christmas are persistently brilliant. They just keep coming, and New Zealand,
well, that is huge.
They haven't taken advantage of opportunities, Brad, in their past 2 against Cairns and Brisbane.
Hurts them very much so, but that's 6 and 7 at the moment on the ladder, playing tomorrow night. Big.
Remember, it's a top 6 in the NBL. The playing tournament in action. The bucket waved away. Offensive foul called on Illawarra. Swaka Labullock and Malawatch exchanged pleasantries. A bit of pushing and shoving, and I don't think there's a lot of Christmas spirit involved.
Well, there's a double tech, so Wani will be gone. That's his 5th foul.
The offensive foul as you called. Yep. You wear the basket. The foul was on the illegal screen.
The foul was on the illegal screen, red 19.
Yes, and then you have double technical foul.
Double technical foul on blue 15 and red 9.
We start where we stop.
All right, so we have a double technical foul on blue 15
illegal screen
and red 9.
Yeah, but
we're going to go to point in. This is the inbound for the offensive foul illegal screen on 19.
Well, here's the foul there from Yates, not allowing, you can just see that, not allowing Telly to get the ball.
Then watch this.
So
Malawatch just slaps Wani on the backside and says, why'd you even bother coming? And it went from there.
Well, Sydney will get possession here because the both tech fouls or fouls that they had against each other, they get washed out. And now because of the offensive foul, that is why Sydney will get possession.
So Wani sits. $15 points for Swaka Labullock. 4 rebounds, 3 assists. Kendrick Davis got him on a string. He's lost it as he shot. Here's Luka Yates going against Suarez unsuccessfully.
Time for the kids, Gorge. Let them have a run.
Oh, I see Sean Bruce is going to be the leader of that crew because he's taking the shooting shirt off.
Flush dunk, aided by Matthew Dellavedova. Makwatch Malawatch.
Great read there by Dellavedova. Sucked in Malawatch's defender off the corner, and Malawatch had the awareness to cut behind his defender and get that 2-hand dunk.
Delly's 5th assist of the game. Joe, over to you.
Yeah, things are going from bad to worse for the Hawks, guys. Just listening to that last time out, the players are desperate for more effort. Damon Lowry called for more heart from them in the week, and you can see that that's what they are seeking right now. JT just said to some guys, we've got to keep this score respectable, keep the momentum going, just remembering they've got the Breakers on New Year's Eve, which is a must-win game for them.
Thank you, Joe. Illawarra is out there now, the 20-year-old Sydney-sider from the Savannah Pride. Great organisation, Blacktown Storm and the Norths Bears, fresh from that 8-point game last start against Cairns. Hunter Goodrick. Got Malawal out there as well, a 19-year-old. From the Sydney Comets, Brad, you know all about Gok Malawal, and he hopes to give you reason to sing his praises again as they retreat in defence.
Yes, Sydney Comets, one of my my junior ball club, which is great. And this man was outstanding in NBL 1 for them this year and hits a turnaround shot.
So Bruce, Malawal, Robertson, Goodrick, and the one out there for Brian Goorjian. And now Malawal puts a foot out of play. He'll be frustrated with that.
He always kill us. Yeah, didn't have his feet set. Wanted to use the hop footwork, and that led to him stepping out of bounds. Have more discipline, especially when you're coming in and you're getting a look late like this.
And he knocked it down.
I know.
Bales fires away. Unsuccessfully. Goodrick the rebound. Part of this five maintained the rage in that big win against Cairns. Can they do the same against the Hawks? Bruce off target and Peatling gets the ball. Lanchfield. Rebound, Luethawan. Fast on his feet. Has his pocket picked by Bales. Ball out of bounds off Sydney, so Sydney keep possession.
Well, we saw the Hawks, once Justin Tatum was hired, go on a 6-game winning streak against the Kings. And then the Kings broke it down in Wollongong a couple of months ago. And it really reinforced the reversal in this series with another dominant blowout win here on Christmas night.
Sean Bruce on the board. The margin in that round 9 game, Derek, 27 points. In that range again, aren't we, as Peatling fires away. And misses. There's a whistle, though, from the officials. Foul called. It's a third foul called on Hunter Goodrick, Brad.
There is so much physicality that has gone down in that block all night.
Relax.
Referees had a little momentary lapse where they lost track of what was going on. 2 shots for Luka Yates.
Taking stock late on Christmas Day. It's going to be 5 in a row for the Sydney Kings. They will have won 9 of their last 11. And as you've been saying for a few days now, Derek, they're genuine championship contenders. For a bit of fun, don't miss the 100-year tour of the Harlem Globetrotters. Scan that QR code, head to nbl.com.au. Covering around Australia and New Zealand.
We'll love taking the kids to that. Love the Globetrotters.
Here we go, guys. On his elbow.
Still got 3 teams ahead of them on the ladder, Derek. The Sydney Kings in Adelaide and Southeast Melbourne.
Who have just signed Ian Clark.
Yep.
Brilliant signing. I know there's been a lot of talk about it. That man there, he has got some hands. How does he get his team into that 6th spot? Well, I think the only positive out of tonight, Derek, is Sam Froling for the Illawarra Hawks. Just to be able to get him the minutes that he got. He gave them everything they need. 13 points, 12 rebounds, a double-double in 24 minutes.
But is it a positive when he returns like that and has that contribution, yet they still trail by 25 points against their arch rivals in a marquee game?
Well, I mean, the reality is, if they played their best, the Illawarra Hawks, their chance of winning this game still were not good. Because of the power of the Sydney Kings, and
they're just not talented enough right now. Yeah.
Bruce, here's Luethawan, who gave us a great finish to Kings Cairns when he dunked, elevated and put the exclamation mark on a fantastic Sydney performance. Tyler Robertson. Got 3 more, Tyler.
Great offense. Great offense. They wanted to run that shot for him. He didn't get the first look, but he got the second. Goodrick doing a great job by setting 2 perfect screens.
The Kings have shot the 3 ball at 45% tonight. And there's a bit back at you from Illawarra. But it's all purple. It's Sydney having made 14 of their 31 threes. They've shot the ball from the field at nearly 55%. They've raised triple figures again, and they're about to post another comprehensive W. Make no mistake, they're into this championship hunt up to their eyeballs as they come up against their New South Wales rivals on Christmas Day and pump the Hawks 108-84.
Well, the Sydney Kings continue their impressive form, and they snuff out the Illawarra Hawks on the defensive end and really gave them very few good opportunities to score the basketball, and they just dominated this game.
From the tip-off, right, they were just too good. Their defense was just stifling in that first quarter, and well, Illawarra just didn't have an answer on the back of what was a 34-19 first quarter, just too much.
The Hawks led the game for 35 seconds. That says it all. Commanding by the Kings, who go 2-0 against Illawarra this season, but improve overall to 12-7. They're only 4 wins shy of their 16-3 campaign last year, and they improve at home to 6-3. Good signs indeed for the Sydney Kings, and great form from a man standing by with Joe Healy.
Yeah, the Foot Locker player of the game, Kendrick Davis. Kendrick, your first Christmas Day game, 27 points. It's not a bad Christmas present to yourself.
Most importantly, we got a win. My mom and sister flew in, so that means a lot to me. I don't get to see them often, but I get to play games with my brothers on Christmas, and that's the best gift I can have, playing with them and seeing my family.
Dave and Quatnoy also lit it up out there tonight. Just how good are they?
I mean, X is an MVP. Kuwait is a 6-man of the year. Up for 6-man of the year again, so it's no surprise. We just want to continue to get better. Our coaching staff, Coach, Gorge, Bogues, Raj, Billy, they keeping us prepared, and yeah, we're just trying to get better.
Congrats on the win. Merry Christmas. Enjoy it with the family.
Thank you. Merry Christmas to everybody.
Kendrick Davis, 5 games in a row, scoring 20+. Today it was 27 on 8 of 16, including 3 triples. It is all hands on deck, all hands in, and all hands contributing. For the hottest team in the league, the Kings beat the Hawks and go 12-7 in Hungry Jack's NBL 26.
Man, so good. And what about this tradition? Like, I know before this, like the games, New Year's Eve and all the rest, but man, Christmas, that's a special time to play.
Sure, it's unbelievable. Especially we playing against the Hawks. It's always a good, great game when we play against them.
It's always a great game when we get the W against those guys, especially here in our building, man. They got some of the best fans in the league, but not like here. What about these fans, JG?
Fans are unbelievable. They show out day and night, so appreciate y'all for coming out tonight.
Everybody, Jalen Galloway! Hey, we're going to see you back here, JG. We're going to be back here on the 30th. We're going to have the Flames with us as well. It's one of our double headers. Man, can't wait for that one.
Sure. Come support the Flames too, and us. Can't wait to see y'all there.
All right, everybody, we're going to close this up. We're going to see you then. Give it up one more time here for my guy, JG. Christmas night to here. Great job.
JG will be back December 30. We'll be back in a couple of days' time. What a good Christmas present to all the Kings fans. I won't call it a massacre. I'm not going to go that far. We appreciate the fans that come up. But see you, everybody. If you're not a Kings member, join us for this magnificent year. We're going on a huge ride. We're going all the way. Thank you, JG. Eric, see you in 4 days' time.
The Sydney Kings, all applause on the back of Kendrick Davis and Xavier Cooks, their leading scorers. The 3-game of Kawat-Noi. Jalen Galloway with 12 points. Plenty of contributors again. The Sydney Kings off the back of a big win against Cairns. Do it again, scoring big. Brad Rose and Derek Rucker, take me through those numbers.
Well, they're so efficient, the Sydney Kings, 39 of 73 from the field, but more importantly, 45% from the three-point line and a whopping 29 assists. Great team basketball on the offensive end. And Brad, what I like is the combination of the stars getting theirs and playing within the structure.
Well, the stars lead, don't they? And then the bench guys can come on and do what they need to do. And tonight it happened from the tip. I just thought the game plan was brilliant. They just keep reinforcing all on the defensive end and run, and Illawarra had nothing from the tip-off.
Kendrick Davis enjoyed speaking with Joe Healy so much he decided he wanted to talk to all of us and have a look at Kendrick spreading the Christmas spirit a moment ago. D-Ruck, he said, hey, put me up to #1 on that top 15 list.
Well, I got the opportunity, obviously, to spend a bit of time with Kendrick in Houston and get to know him a little bit. He's a hard worker, and he deserves all the success that he's seeing this season. And he's possibly been the best acquisition in the free agency
just saying,
period.
Give my jacket back, Derek. I just you stole it. No, he's brilliant, and he's a lovely guy, and that's what's so nice. And you can see that he was happy here. He was just saying his mum's here. He's so proud to have her here. So. Great game, and he put it on for his mother tonight.
The Kings look every part of playoff team, but the Hawks have big questions to answer in a hurry. Time running away on the defending champs if they're to feature in the postseason.
Well, I think the positive, and I've said it a number of times as well, Sam Froling was brilliant. That's exactly what you want, but now they've got to get everyone working together.
We need to thank you for sharing some of your Christmas Day with us, to the entire NBL team, be it head office, the workers here at the stadium. Thanks for joining us on Christmas Day. On behalf of Brad Rose and Derek Russell, Joe Healy and Santa, Christmas Day has been fantastic in 2025. We'll see you for more Hungry Jacks NBL tomorrow.
That's good. That's a good one. Tell them to beat it. Tell them to kick rocks. Tell them to go to hell. Okay.
It's hard to get him. Sorry, I was looking at Luca. Should we try Derek? Oh yeah, get the Derek cards.
This program is brought to you by Hungry Jacks and Bunnings Warehouse.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.